present about the social penetration theory. This theory explains the role of exposure in the development of relationship, focusing specifically on how the function of self-exposure works in the construction of relationship. The Onion model serves as a framework to explain the process of social penetration. In the construction of a relationship, people use self-exposure to increase intimacy, even though the rules of breadth, depth, and reciprocity. Social penetration takes place through various levels to develop relationship. This theory also combines the reward and cost associated with social penetration and have influenced the development of several theories in the development of relationship and information management. This video will briefly describe the main communication concept of the theory of social penetration that contribute to an intimate relationship. It then goes on to the point of the assumption or ideas of the theory of social penetration. This video also will explain the relevance of the theory that can be related to the given scenario. Finally, this video will identify and explain whether the theory that we choose is related to the given scenario or not.
Penetration theory. Based on the Edman and the Taylor, there have 4 stages in the social penetration theory. The first is the outer layer. We are more often to faster familiar in the term of exchange. We are easier to talk about things that are more important in us to others than to talk about things that are more personal and personal. The more inwardly we are trying to penetrate the layer of personality that face will also be thicker and more difficult to penetrate. The more you try to get into more personal area, the more difficult it will be. The second layer is the self-disclosure, especially in the early stage of relationship. According to the theory, at the beginning of the relationship, both parties will usually be enthusiastic about opening themselves up, and this openness is reciprocal. The third layer is the penetration will be fast at the beginning, but will decrease as it enters the deeper layer. There is no term immediately familiar. Familiarity requires a long process, and usually many interpersonal relationships are easy to collect before reaching a stable stage. The last stage is the fourth stage, which is the depenetration. Depenetration is a gradual process with increasing fading. The point is that when a relationship does not run smoothly, the both will try to get away. However, this process is not explosive or explosive at once, but more gradually. Everything is gradual and increasing fading.
Penetration theories. They have 4 assumptions. First, relationship progress from non-intimate to intimate. Intimate is a relationship that interpersonal relationship that involve physical or emotional intimacy. Although the intimate relationship are often labeled as a sexual relationship, but non-sexual such as family and friends. Based on the scenario, a married couple is sitting quietly while gossiping and comments about the others and laugh in silence. They are gossiping and they are married, so they are intimate relationship. Next, relationship development is a general, systematic, and predictable. Each relationship begins with a stage in which two people do not know each other before meeting and are instantly attracted. Based on the scenario, new acquaintances exchange name and share their musical preference. First step in relationship begins with one conversation. So they exchange their name and share what they love about music. Next, relationship development includes depenetration and dissolution. Depenetration and dissolution is a gradual process of layer and cause the relationship and intimacy stage to move from one side to the other side. Based on the scenario, a couple have a fight and do not talk to each other in that scenario. And finally, self-disclosure is at the core of relationship development. Self-disclosure is the disclosure of personal information to others. What we can see in the scenario, a long-term friend, they are chatting to each other about the family problem. Actually, family problem is a privacy problem that cannot be shared to others. That's all from me. Thank you.
Relevant of the theory. There are two critiques on social penetration theory that has been stated. The scope is maybe too narrow. The theory focusing on interpersonal and small group. Interpersonal communication comes from the stage model of relationship development. Interpersonal relationship develop in a predictable pattern from initializing, experimenting, intensifying, and integrating to bonding. They are criticized not only by ever-increasing degrees of intimacy and self-disclosure, but also increasing interdependence and integration. Social penetration theory is not linear in the sense that it also describes the spatial communication as being yielded from many other studies. Heuristic can be concluded as a method of learning or solving problems that allow people to discover things from themselves based on their own opinion, own experience. That's all from us. Thank you.